Hi everyone, this is Connie from Connie's Creative Creations. Today I'm taking part in the Power Up Collab, and we're going to get back to that in just a couple of minutes. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, give me a big old thumbs up, and leave me a comment. It helps my channel grow. Now let's get right into this. So I am in my garage, and what I am making is a doggy kennel for my new puppy. So I've got these 1x8, and what I'm going to do is I need them to be thinner pieces. I need them to be 2 inches, and 1x8 doesn't mean it's 8 inches wide. Actually, it's 1x6s, which doesn't mean it's going to be, exactly. So I'm ripping those down, and that's what it's called. When you push a long piece of wood, like a 2x4 or 1x4, down lengthways, that is called ripping the wood. So I'm ripping this piece up into smaller pieces so that I can make the frame for the doggy kennel. And I am measuring out the pieces, making sure that I have enough for around the bottom and the top. And this was 25 inches by 25 3/4. I don't know why I didn't make it a perfect square. It would have been easier, but it didn't. So I went ahead and was getting these all cut, and then I used my table saw to rip them, my miter saw to cut them, to make sure that they're all the right size, and then I'm using all 3 of my drills, my corded power drill, my just my regular battery operated drill, and then my battery operated compound driver drill. So, and I'm just using that, and why I'm using 3 is one has my small bit to make the pilot hole, and you always want to make a pilot hole when you screw in a screw with a drill, because if you don't, you have a much higher chances of the wood splitting. So you want to do that. Then the other one, I had a bit on it that makes it where the head can go into the wood so it's flat, and I for some reason cannot think of what that is. And then the other one had the screw, the screwdriver like in it, so I can drive the screws into the wood. So here I am. I'm just making 2 of these, and then I realized I made them 2 different, so they wouldn't fit. So I had to take the second one apart and put it back together on it with the other one. And I'm also using wood glue and clamps to hold this together so that I can get this on there perfectly straight. And like I said, now that looking back, I should have done it like 25 inches by 25 inches, a square would have been perfect. This puppy is a beagle. He's going to get about 17, well, anywhere from 15 to 17 inches tall. And this I'm making it 22 inches tall. So he'll never get too tall for it. And he should not get too big for this. Now if it does, then I'll have to make another one. But I'm hoping that it's big enough inside that he will be just fine. I made a kennel before for my other beagles, and it was way too big. But now I took a 2x4 and I'm ripping the small pieces for the structure on the side, for the sides, so I can hook or screw the wood into it. Now, so I'm going ahead and I'm standing those up, and I'm going to use I'm not going to, actually, I forgot to use the wood glue on this part, and it's a good thing I did, because I had to take it apart. So it worked out just fine, because wood glue is stronger than just screws. And that's what I'm doing. I'm rubbing it on there so I make sure that I get it nice and tight. And yeah, so I'm just hooking those. Like I said, I'm screwing. If you see me, I'm going back and forth from drill to drill, and that's the reason why I'm doing it. Now, the bottom of this is going to be plywood, and it's more like chipwood, and it's really rough. And I'm going to put resin down for 2 reasons. 1, to smooth it, and 2, to waterproof the wood. Because this is a puppy, just in case he decides, or doesn't decide, but he has an accident in his kennel. Especially since how he is not potty trained or house trained yet. We're working on it. So here I am. I'm just putting these together. I'm screwing them so that I'll have the frame all constructed. Now the sides and the top, except for the door, is going to be hardwood, or it's not hardwood, it's a it's like a pressed, it's not MDF, but it's a pressed dark, yeah, it's in the wood section in the Home Depot. So I just got that. I have a bunch of it, so I went ahead and used it for this on the sides. And I did leave little gaps because an animal has to sleep in there, so I wanted airflow. I didn't want it just to be on the front of the door, so I put little gaps in the corners. So I'm going to let you sit here and watch me. You can see that wood that I'm putting it, and I'm just making sure it's set on there, and I'm going to draw a line, and then I'm going to use my table saw, and I'm going to rip it down, and then I'm going to start hooking this together. And now I am just starting to screw these all on so that I can, once I get these all screwed on and I put the bottom on, then I can start constructing the door. Okay, this is the Power Up Collab. The host is Sarah from Can Sarah DIY It, and Zana from OK at Home. They are the hosts. Everybody else, there is 12 of us that is participating this time. Don't forget, there is an Amazon gift card available, and I'm going to have a secret word at the end of my, or close to the end of my video. And you'll want to listen for that, because you'll want to go to the comments and put it in the comments. Also, every single person is going to have a secret word as well, and you're going to want to do the same thing for theirs as well. And don't forget to go down to the description box. Down there is going to be the playlist link as well as the hosts' links to their channels. And now I am just constructing the door. I cut that particle board, and I made, I've got this metal grade I'm using as the door, and I put that down, traced around it. Then I'm using a large drill bit, and I drilled a hole in each corner, and then I'm using my jigsaw, and I'm cutting this out so that I can put this grade on it so that it is open in the front for the dog. So I am, just like I said, I'm using my jigsaw and getting that all cut. And then I get the pieces of wood to go around it, and I realize I need to make a rabbit for it. A rabbit, if I'm saying the right word, what that means is it's almost like making a canal, but it's not a canal. It's so the wood will stick over the top of it and hold it down. So that is what I'm doing now. And I just realized that today I was having to move a bunch of the tiles that I used for my kitchen floor back a few months ago when I laid the tiles down. And I remember, okay, so I've done tiles a lot, and I used to just use the nippers, and I would have to have someone else cut my tiles. Well, when I started doing the backsplash in my kitchen, I got one of the diamond cutters, which is really good, but not for a lot of intricate cuttings, but you can get some done. And so I wanted to get something else, and I was thinking about getting a tile saw, like it's a wet saw. The reason why it's wet is because if the blade gets too hot, it will burn your tiles. So a wet saw for, a tile wet saw makes it where it has water so it doesn't burn it. The reason why I didn't get that, and I don't know if I'll ever get one, is the water tile saw is super expensive, and it still can't do all those intricate cuts that I need, like going around corners, going in circles. You just can't do that very easily with one of those. So that's when I ended up getting my grinder. And that's what I use, because you can do that, and if it gets too hot, you can spray a little bit of water on it, and it works just fine. So that's why. Now here I am still working on those, getting those the right size so that I can get those all screwed on there. And then then I have to hook the door on, and then I will have to sand it. And I didn't even show sanding in this video, so I used my sander, my miter saw, my table saw, my jigsaw, 3 drills, and that was it for the tools. Of course, I didn't use a wet tile saw, but it just made me think about it. And by the way, that's my secret word. It's a tile saw, or you can say a tile wet saw or a wet tile saw. It doesn't matter. Any of those will work perfectly. So here I am just screwing those pieces of wood on. I did the same thing with the the drills, screwing it in with the pilot hole and everything to make sure that it is secure, because we don't want the baby or the puppy pushing on it and knocking it out. It does rattle a little bit, so I'm probably going to have to put something in there to tighten that up, but that can come later if I need to. It will depend on if the baby hits it a lot while I'm sleeping and wakes me up or not. Okay, now I'm vacuuming it all out, cleaning it, and getting it ready to put resin in there. So first I put hot glue around the whole, like the ledge inside. I didn't want the resin pouring out. So after I vacuum it, I use the hot glue on it and just get it all sealed. Then I'm going to use Plaid's resin, and I have two kits. I figured I needed both, but I only started with the first one, and then I went ahead and did the second one afterwards, so that it was all on there, so that they could so that it could seal the bottom of it. So here I just got done doing the hot glue, and now I'm going to mix up the resin and then pour it on. And like I said, I end up doing both batches, one and then the other one, because the first one just wasn't enough. But so don't forget, like I said before, hit that subscribe button. Makes my channel grow, helps me to continue making content. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell and leave me a big old thumbs up. And here I am showing you where I pour it, and you can see it's just not enough. And so I spread it the best I can, and then I have to go get the other one. And then once I have the second, it's plenty. It goes everywhere. Nice thick layer of the resin. So, and I let it dry for 24 hours, and it is nice and good and strong bond. So here I am. The next day I was painting it, and I painting it a light gray. That's the color, close to the same color as the walls in my bedroom is going to be. Now this board soaks up the paint really fast, so I had to do 3 coats on this, but it gave me a really, really super nice finish once I was done. And I did not paint the inside, except for the inside of the door, because it was kind of rough, and I didn't want the puppy to hurt his paws on it or anything, or be able to scratch it and pull off pieces, because he's a beagle, and beagles do that. So here I am just getting it all painted. Remember, don't forget to go and watch and comment on everybody's channel. Remember, mine is tile saw. If you put water tile saw, that will work as well. And don't forget to check out all the other videos. And good luck on having the chance of winning the Amazon gift card. She does, or we give it away, or they give one away every month on the 11th. So I end up using my CRICUT, and I put Royce and little puppy prints as well as hearts on it. I hope you guys really like this. I absolutely love it. I think my puppy will too. Don't forget to call somebody, tell them you love them today. That might be exactly what they need to hear. You also all have a great and blessed week, and don't forget to be the Bible that somebody reads today. Bye.